What's poppin', everybody? It's a Sailboat Fighter 4. We are here at last. The final Japanese Sword and Shield set. Paradigm Trigger. This is gonna be bundled more than likely with the previous set, Incandescent Arcana, whatever the name is, for Silver Tempest. It's gonna come in less than a month. Sort of a weird schedule. They changed things up a little bit with Lost Origin and then Silver Tempest. We're getting this quicker, much quicker than usual. But anyway, Cerebi has all of the cards finally, so I'm just going to get this review out of the way and look at the cards. So let's not waste too much time because it's a big 100 card set. So Oddish doesn't do anything. What about Gloom? Wacky artwork with its eyes. Surprised. So Poison and Confusion 20 for 2. Okay. And then Blossom, stage 2 with 120 HP. A great start to piss me off as always with these sets. Slow Flower Spin, flip 3 coins, does 80 damage times the number of heads, and then switch this Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. So it has the potential to do 80, 160, or 240 if you get 3 heads, and then you always switch. Gimmick stuff, weak HP. The switching is, well, I guess it could work as a hidden switch Pokemon, but yeah, let's just not waste a lot of time. I can't be wasting time on Pokemon that everyone knows or smart people know are just filler, not going to do anything. So Tangela, okay. I can't even admire the artwork a little bit, but yeah, holding a raspberry here, I'm pretty sure. So cool stuff. I like it when they implement berries and shit in the artwork. And then Tangrowth, yeah, this is a stage 1 with more HP than the stage 2, standard stuff. So 150, it's still not great, but at least it's a stage 1. You do Sticky Vine, 50 for 2, because we're still in the Dominant Pearl era when it comes to damage, and then heal 30 damage from this Pokemon. Yeah, this is weak, as I always explain, doing 50 for 2. This is like the one, it's not even 1/5. Yeah, 1/7, 1/8 of vstar Pokemon, and who knows if I calculated that right, but very weak damage. Once upon a time, Pokemon in the DP era used to do like 50 for 2, and that was like nearly half the HP of level X's, basically. And then Hammerin, 130 for 3, once again because we're in the black and white era this time. Extremely weak. Ruined, another ruined card, filler card. Spinarak and Ariados, nothing. And what about you? Has an ability, Lightning Web. Your opponent's Pokemon's V-Star attacks cost 1 more. You can apply more than 1 Blithing Web ability at a time. So, basically, disruption for rule box Pokemon. This is the role of regular Pokemon. They either gonna support them or just do some disruption stuff, and that's about it. Or energy acceleration, stuff like that. So this is a good little effect. I mean, it's V-Stars aren't going to be the thing for too long, but I could be wrong. For as long as they're going to be around, stuff like Arceus are going to be strong. But mechanic-wise, when it comes to getting new cards, this is kind of a short-lived mechanic because we're getting EXs right after this set. It's going to be this set, Silver Tempest, then probably some sort of special set I've been hearing. I thought it was going to be EX set straight up, but they're going to have another like sort of special set, kind of like the Shining Legends or whatever, that kind of thing. And then we're going to get EXs. So it's not too much time for V-Stars. Maybe they're going to release a few more in the special set, but that's about it. I think the Deoxys and Zeraora collection box are going to come out. Those are V-Stars. So you're going to be able to stop a few Pokemon, and this is definitely going to hurt Pokemon like Arceus and Palkia. Any V-Star pretty much, even Giratina. But it's the race of, are you going to be able to get this dude on time? It's only a stage 1, which is okay. You can't stack these effects, but it doesn't say it has to be active, which is good. Otherwise, it would have been useless. So this could be a decent little support Pokemon, perhaps, if you got the space, if you can afford it. I mean, seems to me like it would be something good to pair up with Donphan, perhaps. Something like that could be nice. Okay, that's a Riados. Moving forward, we got Verizian. Getting quite a few of these recently, I think. So 4 is 1. If you have Cavalion, Terrakion, and Keldon on your bench, this attack does 90 for 1. This isn't actually too bad because all of those are basic Pokemon. You can easily just fetch them with a supporter that grabs multiple basic Pokemon or something. And then Verizian can do 90 for 1. That's respectable. 110 HP, I mean, it's a basic legendary. It's the type of HP they usually have, either 110 or 120 or 130. I guess it could have been worse. And then Leaf Drain, 50 for 2, and then heal 20 from this Pokemon. Yeah, useless filler attack. You're never going to want to do this when you can do the Forest 1 attack. Anyway, I'm guessing the other ones are going to do the same thing probably. Then we got Chestnut V. Kalos Grass Starter, getting a special card. You only got this and an EX, I'm pretty sure. And a break, I think, but I could be wrong. So, Needle Rain. When Chestnut V takes damage from your opponent's Pokemon, put 3 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon. Handy ability for sure. You know, putting 3 damage counters on your opponent for free. It's definitely something good. And if they gotta attack it more than one time to kill it, then it's even more damage on them. So it's pretty nice. It's actually a really good effect. It's not something that they can play around like an effect of an attack or something. It's its ability, which is good. It's 230 HP is nice. And then touchdown, 130 for 3. This is bad, but it's going to heal 30 damage from himself too. So I guess 160 total. Yeah, I'm kind of distracted by the rain. I don't know if you guys can hear it. It started raining again. I thought this was my chance to record this video. All damn day raining now. And thunder, lightning. But anyway, I think this dude must have like either a vstar or vmax, but maybe I'm wrong. We'll see. I mean, the attack, I guess if you put a choice belt on it, you can do 2-hit KOs, but then even with 230 HP, which is as good as you can ask for a regular V, the thing is that so many Pokemon do so much damage these days that they're probably going to find a way to 1-hit KO it. So, I don't know, but at least the ability is good. And I guess the attack, that little bit of healing, it helps. I mean, I guess if you pair it up with other healing cards, there must be a way to make this card decent. Maybe. Okay, we got Ponyta. Nice little artwork here. Doesn't do anything though. And then Rapidash. Been getting quite a few of these as well, I think. So it has a heat fast ability. You can use this ability once per turn. If you discard one fire energy from your hand, damage done to your opponent's active Pokemon by attacks from your fire Pokemon is increased by 30. So this is a cool little effect. It's basically Volcanion EX's effect coming back. I hate the Volcarona V deck and Expanded. It's one of those bullshit ass decks that it's Yu-Gi-Oh! Encouraged, let's just say that. But they've got Volcanion anyway. I doubt that they would want to use a stage 1 when they can get the same effect from Volcanion, basically. What's the point? I guess they could, but yeah, it's not going to make that much difference. But I guess in the standard format and in other decks, it could be something. Major fire boost. So good card for sure. Good ability. Then we got Victini. It's actually good because they've been printing a lot of Rapidash cards and they've all been ass, so at least this one is good. Okay, and then Victini, Assist Flame, choose up to 2 fire energies from your discard pile and attach them to your Pokemon in any way you like, and 20 for 1. So another throwback, this time to the Fates, the Steam Siege regular Volcanion. It's basically exactly the same thing, only a little bit stronger because you can attach the energies any way you like. With the Volcanion, you had to split them on 2 Pokemon. You can even put them on the active Victini if you want, but you'd be stupid to do that with 70 HP. And then 40 for 2, whatever. But good little opening Pokemon, I guess, to get far energy acceleration from the discard pile. Yeah, these sort of effects are good, but maybe they're a bit too slow these days. I guess we'll find out. Good card, though. Larvesta, nothing. 80 HP, though. Damn. Okay, that's good. And Volcarona, 130 HP, stage 140 for 1 weak, and then Volcanic Heat, 120 for 2. This isn't that significant anyway, but I guess it could have been worse. Wow, this sort of background here with the trees reminded me of the first episode of Demon Slayer. Yeah, this is totally random, but that's what I just thought of. Anyway, we got an Incineroar line. Okay, Litten, Gnaw, and Reprisal. 20 damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon. So it's kind of like an outrage attack. Damn, excuse me. But 70 HP isn't high. And then the stage 1, Gritty Claws. During your opponent's next turn, if this Pokemon has full HP, is not knocked out. Wow, so this is a built-in focus sash that you don't gotta flip a coin for. So 40 for 2, and yeah, it's gonna survive. Damn, excuse me. I don't know what's up with me. Maybe I should take a sip of water. Super unprofessional, but I guess you guys can treat this as a live stream. Yeah. So, good attack, and it actually does damage too. I'm actually impressed they've given it such an attack. And it can still evolve too. So the Incineroar stage 2, 170 HP. And looks like, yeah, they're trying to make these cards good. Like, I know when I see something as good as they're gonna try at least. So secret attack, choose an attack from one of this Pokemon's previous evolutions and use it at this attack. Yeah, I had a feeling when I see the other attacks on the stage 1 and the basic Pokemon. So basically you can copy the Rage attack from Litten, and you can copy the Focus Sash attack. I mean, you can basically do this combo style. If you get this without a rare candy, you get the stage 1 as well. You copy the stage 1's attack, like the, what's your name, Torracat. You're going to do a little bit of damage, and then you guarantee you're going to survive, unless they put like a damage counter on you through Zigzagoon or something. And then you can do the Rage attack of Litten, and basically do, I mean, pretty much 160 times 2. That's freaking 320 damage. Actually, no, 340 damage. That's insane. So this is some crazy stuff. It's definitely a strong combo if you can pull it off. Usually we go into stage 2s with rare candy, even though it's not as strong as it used to be, because it's still more effective than trying to get stage 1 as well. But who knows? Like, maybe if we had something like the old Spiritomb as well, and then you can slowly get through the stage 2 that way. Anyway, and then it's conventional attack, flare shot, discard all energy from this Pokemon to do 180 for 2. So this is a conventional, more conventional attack if you want instant high damage. So this isn't too bad actually. And you know what? In an ideal world, even if you don't want to do like the pre-evolution copy attack stuff, you could use something like Welder, do 180, and then Welder next turn once again, put 2 energies, make another attack, that kind of thing. Of course, because you're going to be dying turn after turn, it's not always going to be consistent. But I can tell they tried to make this card good. You can sort of tell when they try and make stage 2s be a little bit good as opposed to being completely filler. It's still probably not going to be enough to become meta, but I guess it's beggars can't be choosers, as they say. So yeah, this is the Incineroar line. And then we got Omastar V. Very happy to see this finally giving Omastar some love because throughout history, throughout the start, it's always Kabutops that's getting all the special cards. I have no idea. Well, I can think of why, but it's still not fair. It doesn't make sense. And this guy finally getting something. Please be decent at least. I mean, the HP isn't good, so that's a bad start. It's 190, kind of low for right now, when you can get Vs with 230. And it has Primordial Guidance. Search your deck for up to 2 Pokemon that evolve from item cards that have the word fossil in their name and put them on the bench. So I guess it's going to be a fossil partner. That's usually what the fossil cards do. They work with each other. So you can get fossil Pokemon instantly. Let's hope we get some good fossils finally. And you can play them instantly. And then the Tentacle Knot. 110 for 3. If the defending Pokemon is an evolution, it can attack during your opponent's next turn. So the damage output isn't the greatest, but this effect is always handy. V-Stars are the way to go right now, and our evolution Pokemon. And EXs that are going to come out, a lot of them are probably going to be, evolution Pokemon are going to be the best ones. So this card is kind of power creep proof. Yeah, it's going to be, the attack is going to be decent for a little while. For quite a while, actually. What am I saying? It's going to be good with the V-Stars, and then when the X's come out, you can also be assured you can put in some work if this guy attacks. So, that's actually kind of nice. I mean, even if you don't fuck around with it for the fossil tactics, in Water Energy Acceleration decks, maybe you can use it for the Tentacle Knot attack, make them be unable to attack. They can always just play around it using a basic Pokemon, but if they can't do that, then lock-in attacks are usually strong. So it's not completely useless, which I'm pleased about. They can put in some work. We'll see what the fossil cards that are going to be in here are doing. I assume they're going to have some. We got Snorunt. Nothing. Nice little background once again. This reminds me of some of the older DP Snorunt cards. Same attack as well with the Collect from Mysterious Treasures. And then Glalie, 130 HP stage 1. You can do Bite, 60 for 3 because we're in the DP era. Yeah. Oh my god, 60 for 3, dude. You can't be serious. And then the Big Mouth attack. If you played Candace from your hand during this turn, this attack does 260. Wow. Okay, so I guess the first attack is the filler attack, and then the second attack is the serious attack. I'm guessing Candace is going to be some sort of a supporter in this set as well. Stuff like that. Now, 260 for 4 on stage 1, that's a regular Pokemon, is impressive. Colorless attack cost is, well, colorless, so it's going to be flexible. And I mean, it's a water Pokemon, so you can even just use this with Frostmoth. This is actually a pretty strong card. Or it has potential at the very least. It's going to be dying in one shot turn after turn. But at least it's useful. I wish they gave Steven good cards like this instead of the Ass Claydol. But yeah, it looks like the Candace, I guess, archetype is going to be good. We need to see what she's going to be doing. But this is definitely, yeah, strong attack, 260. I mean, put the choice belt, 1-hit KOs on V-Stars. That's all you want. So good card. I guess they're trying to make a regular Pokemon be a little bit good. Sometimes they do. Frostlass. There's Candace in the background this time. You got Snow Jail. If you played Candace from your hand during this turn, this attack does 90 more damage, and your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. So 110 for 1 with instant paralysis. This looks good on paper, but it's probably not as good. Why try and do paralysis shit when you can get the 1-hit KO with Glalie? That's more reliable. I guess this is easier to do. It just needs 1 energy, but your opponent can always play around effects like this. It's strong because it's auto. I guess you never know. The second attack, Frozen Breath, 60 for 2. That's what Barrel used to do in Stormfront. So it's not so good. Yeah, maybe you guys think I'm annoying bringing up old cards all the time, but I make sure to make the comparisons so you guys can see that how little the regular Pokemon have sort of evolved and become stronger over the years. I mean, the rule box Pokemon get jumps of HP 100, 200, that kind of thing. And the regular Pokemon just get like a few extra bonuses. Just very minor stuff. So you guys need to know this because it's no coincidence all the meta stuff is rule box stuff. Or if there's some sort of a meta deck that's a regular Pokemon, it's something like Sableye, which, it's kind of a gimmick turbo shit. Spreads damage for one energy, that kind of thing. Kind of like the old Zapdos Jirachi, Stutter Jirachi deck. You get that sort of fast switch engine, and then you got that guy doing damage for cheap. Anyway, another Candace card. Then we go into Relicanth. Yeah, I knew it was going to be a fossil card too. Fossil Expedition. Choose up to 4 in any combination of unidentified fossil and rare fossil cards from your discard pile. Reveal them and put them into your deck. Shuffle them into the deck. Okay. Water Pulse, whatever. So this is your recovery, dude. You probably don't want to gain this effect through an attack. Spend your attack to do this. I would have preferred if this dude had like an ability where you play him down and you can recover fossils, but you only get like 2 cards or something. That's just much better, much more consistent effect. Even just a supporter that was going to do this or a trainer card is better than doing this for an attack. Anyway, nice little underwater background once again. Illustration Satoshi Nagai. We got Keldeo. Okay, it has the Forest 1 attack, but it needs 3 energies to do it. But it's much stronger, goddamn. So, if you have Cobalion, Terrakion, and Virizion, same shit, this attack does 220 damage for 3. Pretty good for a regular basic Pokemon. And then you can do 20 for 1 as well, which is handy. 120 HP, good card. Yeah, I guess Musketeer Beasts, the black and white legendary beasts, are going to be a deck. I think they're probably going to have some energy acceleration too, maybe just like Regigigas, so they can be a thing. Guess we'll find out. And then Pikachu. It's the Dedenne in the background. So Pika Strike, if you're Dedenne, use Dede Shot during your last turn. Holy shit, man, they're going all the way with the regular Pokemon. So 200 damage for 1 energy if Dedenne used Dede Shot last turn. Holy shit. Yeah, I guess they really want these dudes to take over. Wow. I'm interested to see what Dedenne is going to be doing now. Got Raichu first though. So Ambition Spark, if your opponent has used their vstar power during the game, 140 for 1, also impressive. I guess if people use their Arceus, they use the power early, get their search, you're doing 140 for 1 all damn day, stronger than Donphan. Okay, and then Electric Ball, 120 for 3. Pretty cool. Like the background once again. This one reminds me of Ratchet and Clank shit, but whatever. Shinx. Nothing. Yeah, I don't want to be stopping the shit to talk about the backgrounds, but I'm really digging the artwork. I mean, I'm always gonna like the artwork on older cards better, but the new cards have great artwork as well. It's just I wish the game was different gameplay wise. Short Circuit Spark, 90 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon that have tools. Could be handy, especially because you can hit multiple. Pretty cool. Like the background once again. Like who's the damn artist? Okay, it's a different dude this time. Eric Yamaki. And it doesn't say over here. Strange. Okay, and then Luxray. Jesus Christ, I swear to God, we got like 5 to 6 Luxray cards in this era. It's so strange. I don't get it. But yeah, and only maybe a few of them were decent. But it's actually saying something if they're not all bad. But this one, it has free retreat with 160 HP, so it's as good as they're going to give us. I'm actually surprised they went that far, but that's great. Love the free retreat. So the other one that has 150 and 1 retreat is just worse that way now, which is shit. Explosive start. If this Pokemon is in your hand when you are setting up to play, you may put it face down as your active Pokemon. Holy fuck. So yeah, this is what I mean when I say if they want a card to be good, they're gonna make it good. They don't care. So we've seen this before. Maybe some of you weren't playing because it's been a while if you think about it. It was in, I think, Steam Siege. Either that or Fates Collide, but I think it was maybe Steam Siege. There was a Talonflame where you could open up. It was going to be a stage 2, 130 HP free retreat. You could open it up if you saw it, and then it had a decent attack due doing a 40 for 1, and letting you grab 2 cards from your deck. That was pretty good. Nice little setup Pokemon. I think we got like maybe another card. Maybe it was a Zipstrika, Manectric. I think we got some shit that tried to mimic that, but wasn't as good. But this is going to be good. Especially because if Seeking Fangs, let's see what it does. Search your deck for up to 2 trainer cards, reveal them, and put them into your hand. Yeah, who would have thought? So they're bringing back the Talonflame much stronger. And they know it's a different era at least. They give it a stronger attack, slightly stronger, 50 for 1. And then you can grab 2 trainers. I think that's what Talonflame used to do as well. Or maybe you could grab any 2 cards. I think it was maybe trainers too. But really, really, really good. I mean, 100% digging this for sure. I mean, the drawback is, of course, that if you try and use this and not use the rest of the line to open with it, if you don't open with it, then it's a dead Pokemon card in your hand. But, I mean, if you have a lot of discard outlets, maybe your deck is maybe a bit turbo, the way you build it. It just depends on the cards you run. Then it might not be so bad. If you don't open with it, you see it, then you can dump it. Yeah. I think some people are going to definitely try and use this. Okay, then we got Stunfisk. What do? You may only use this attack if you don't have any supporter cards in your discard pile. 100 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. Yeah, that's not great. Just a snipe if you don't have any supporter cards. No, it's too gimmicky. Like the Golurk, and it doesn't even do that much damage. The Mud Shot, that's pretty weak. Crazy ass jungle background. I forgot how you say these trees in English. Fuck. Anyway, the executor trees. Let's just say that. So yeah, it doesn't do much. Let's not waste any more time. Got the healerless line. Don't do anything. And what about you? 150 for 3, but if you're gonna do 50 damage to yourself, it's shit. Probably doesn't matter because you die in one shot anyways with 120 HP. Let's not waste any more time. Zero Aura. Battle Claw, if your opponent's active Pokemon is an evolved Pokemon, 60 for 1. That's not too bad. And then Mac Bolt, 80 for 3. Free Retreat, it's decent. I like that it has Free Retreat, so I can use this instead of using other pivot Pokemon like Tapu Koko. And we actually have a decent attack too. That's good. And then Regieleki V. Looks pretty hot. What do you do? Switch Bolt 30, switch this Pokemon to one of your bench Pokemon, hidden switch. That can be handy. And then the Lightning Wall attack. During your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon takes 100 less damage from attacks. This isn't too great. I guess it can come up, but yeah, I mean, 100 less damage is definitely a strong defense reduction. People are going to try and play around that, but I mean, I guess if they don't, it means that you're going to be able to survive, but you're not doing that much damage, so if you get to attack 2 times with Lightning Wall, you're still at 200. I don't know, I guess you're buying time, who knows. Whatever. It doesn't have that great HP too. It's 200, 1 retreat, I guess it's good. It's okay. Oh shit, it gets a VMAX. So this makes maybe more sense. So it has free retreat now, 310 HP. Looks pretty crazy too. Yeah, it looks really menacing, but that's a good thing. I like it. Truly a legendary Pokemon. It's a shame these Pokemon came out like the Sword Shield era, but anyway. So Transistor, your lightning basic Pokemon's attacks do 30 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. That's a bit sad because he's not gonna be able to get the bonus itself. It's a stage 1. I guess other Pokemon, basic lightning ones, can get the bonus. And then Max Rumblin', 220. This Pokemon can attack during your next turn. So the Zacian style of attack, weaker actually, but I guess it can put in some work, better than nothing. Doing 220 for 3 is still decent. You can make it 250 with a choice build. Yeah, the problem is it can't get the bonus, so if you could get the bonus, like if this was for all lightning Pokemon, then you're at 250 for 3, and that makes it really good. Yeah, and you got the free retreat, so not being able to attack doesn't even matter. Okay, I think it's a decent little VMAX. Pretty risky, but I guess they're still printing them. The last set for sure. Alright, we got Unknown V. What the fuck? I mean, I'm acting surprised. I knew about this card. But yeah, it is kind of surprising that they're given the fucking unknowns that are always just filler most of the time, just a special card. Weak with 180 HP, and I know it does some gimmick stuff. The first attack, Suspicious Glyph, is just 30 for 1 with Confusion. I guess they can do this for stall, and you're doing damage. And then the victory symbol, if you have exactly 1 prize card remaining when using this attack, you win the game. So extremely, extremely gimmicky. I don't know if anyone would want to tech this in just to get an easy last touch for the win. It can work with any energy. It could work, but at the same time, if your opponent isn't at 1 prizes and is at 2, and you gotta get like 1 big attack, you can't afford to get another one to be at 1 to use this, then it becomes dead weight. Yeah. And they chose the artwork, I guess for the, oh yeah, I get the gimmick. It's the it's the number, the letter V, so that's why it's the artwork of Unknown V, because it's Unknown V. So okay, that was some cool shit. It's actually good that they did this. Nice little trivia Easter egg. That's cool. So yeah, even if it doesn't become a great tech, that's pretty cool. They made this card. And then you got Unknown vstar. Okay, so they've got extra shit for it too. God damn. Man, I think everybody's gonna lose their shit to think that Unknown is getting a vstar when other Pokemon don't get anything. But I guess it's still better than Charizard, him getting another special card. So, wow, what do? 250 HP, that's low. Got Firepower, flip 3 coins, 70 damage for each heads. It's kind of funny because in the games, Unknown can only do hidden power. So, you got extra shit this time. So 70 for, I mean, if you get 2 heads, 140 for 1, it's good. If you get the triple heads, that's great. And even if you can do 70 for 1, I guess that's okay. So that's not bad, unless you get like all tails. Now, the Star Cipher power, until this Pokemon leaves play, it gains an ability that has the effect all of your opponent's Pokemon weakness is Psychic. Fuck me. Okay, so this is, I guess, to make sure this dude can hit for weakness until this Pokemon leaves play. But I mean, I guess if it dies, the effect goes away. It's probably a waste to try and do this. By the time you do this and try to make an attack, you're gonna be dead. You might as well just keep using Tri-Power. Yeah. Why would you use this when there are other V-Star powers that are better? It needs 3 energies too. I don't think it's too great. I mean, at least if you knew you could do this, and then even if it dies, your opponent is going to have that weakness. Yeah, I mean, I guess you can use this and then retreat and use your other Pokemon, but then they could always boss's order that ass. You gotta commit energies to do this. I guess they made sure it was balanced, but this way it becomes kind of trash. Maybe it's for the best, I don't know. But this is a known V-Star, and you got the other unknowns in the background too, not just the V this time. Okay. Meditate, Yoga Guard. Okay, it has an ability, but it doesn't. They didn't translate what it does. That sucks. Medicham. Open Chakra. If you have exactly 4 cards in hand, this Pokemon's attacks cost 3 less. So, kind of a throwback to Yamega. Not quite the same, but basically, depending on the cards in your hand, you can attack for free. So if you have exactly 4, I guess you're going to want to use this with Judge and shit. Or, yeah, just that card. Eager Kick. If your opponent has a Pokemon VMAX in play, this attack is going to do 90 plus 80. That's 170 for 3 or free. Yeah, VMAXs are not going to be the shit for much longer. I don't know why they making revenge Pokemon to VMAXs still. It should have been a rule box or just V-Stars. Or V-Stars and VMAXs. But, yeah. Whatever, that's Metacham. Got Sigilif. It's happy for once. Yeah, never usually see this shit. It's like an unknown evolution. Search your deck for 1 basic Pokemon and put it onto your bench, then shuffle your deck. If your opponent's active Pokemon is a Pokemon V, you may search up to 5 basic Pokemon instead. Wow, this is crazy good. So Vs are meta. They're not going to be, well, they're still going to be around if when the X's come out. You could fill your bench with this. Now, to be honest, there's so many other Pokemon. I think it's the Gossifleur that comes to mind. I think it should still be around. Yeah, it's a Sword and Shield Pokemon. They give you 3 Pokemon, and there's other ones I think that got the same effect. So, why risk using this? Yeah, maybe you can get the plus and get 5 when you can just consistently get 3. And I mean, sometimes you're going to have a few Pokemon on the bench anyway, so you don't really care about being able to grab all 5. You're not going to have open space. So it's good. I mean, giving you that extra great bonus. Better than just always grabbing 1. But for competitive play, you might as well use a different one if you want to use this effect to grab basic Pokemon that just gives you 3. And at the end of the day, when it comes to these sort of effects, we use supporters. I mean, it's not the Dunsparce, the Sandstrom days, unfortunately, anymore. They even like reprinted that card in Celestial Storm, I think, and it didn't do shit, so yeah. God damn. Wait a minute. Okay, so that's the basic form. Yeah, I thought it was a stage 1. Nothing. Duosion. Nothing. Oh, wait. Cell Spear. Put the damage counters on whatever points. Bench Pokemon. So, 40 for 2. That's not great. It's doing some psychic shit with the books and stuff in the background. Ranunculus. So this dude has Cell Gate. When this Pokemon is knocked out by damage from an opponent's attacks, put it in your hand instead of discarding it. That's interesting, but the rest of the other cards are going to get discarded. And then Silph, 60 for 2 and put 3 damage counters on 2 of your opponent's benched Pokemon. So that is 120 damage total for a DCE. It's not too great, I'm not gonna lie. The fact that you get it back, it can be good, but it's not that great of help. Too weak. You got LGM, Behem, Psychic Sphere, 30 for 1, should have been stronger than that. And then Psy Arrow, 60 damage snipe. Not affected by weakness and resistance on benched Pokemon. Even on benched Pokemon. Whatever. Sort of texted weirdly, but it's just a snipe. 60 for 1 snipe. Yeah, kinda too weak, once again. Got some crazy ass background. Okay, and there's the Dene. Now, I wonder what you do. It's a psychic Pokemon, which is so weird to look at. It's because it's supposed to be, yeah, it's fairy. Fairies are psychic now, but it's just so weird looking at this. Tail Whap, 10 for 1, and then Dede Shot, it's 60. You may use this attack only if your Togedemaru used Togedemaru. Oh, yeah. I guess I should have known they were going to do some shit to make them not work. They would have been too broken if that shit would work with Pikachu. But I guess what you gotta do is you gotta use Togedemaru. Then you gotta use Dede Shot because you can't even use this if Togedemaru didn't attack. And yeah, it does 60 and your opponent's active Pokemon is now instantly paralyzed. So I guess it's strong at least. 60 for 1 insta paralysis. But yeah, I guess you gotta use everyone in order. I guess, yeah, it's Togedemaru is powering up the Dene was powering up Pikachu. It's like the electric rodents tactics. Electric rodent team. Then we got Hisuian Arcanine V. It doesn't look like it has a V-star though. Lion Rush. As much as you want during your turn, you may move one fighting energy from one of your Pokemon to this Pokemon. Cool. So this is like, nobody probably knows, but Swampert from Great Encounters had an effect like this where it's not quite Dark Box or Aromatisse where you can move it everywhere. You know, Weavile GX. You can only move the shit to himself. And I think Swampert, the effect was you can move it to the active. But it should still be pretty good. I mean, move one fighting energy from one of your Pokemon to this Pokemon. Honestly, I mean, if you were going to use this with Coastal, though, Coastal can put the energies anywhere. It can even be the active, so it doesn't give us any needed utility. Now, its attack Rock Bullet does 90 plus 30 more damage for each fighting energy attached to this Pokemon. So you need 4 to meet the cost. So if you have 4 fighting energies, that is 210 for 4, which is kind of on the low side. I'm not gonna lie, it's weak. It has the potential to be stronger than that. So I guess there's that. And you're still in that range where you're gonna give some pressure. I guess there's synergy with the ability too, but I'm trying to think where this can fit in. Oh shit, you know what? We can't forget about the fighting Galarian Zapdos that can give us fighting energies when you play it down. So I guess you can do shit like that, and maybe this is going to be a deck. Kind of like how the Galarian Surfetched V deck was with Zapdos when I used that shit. And everybody thought I was crazy. It was actually a cool, fun deck. Maybe I should use it again, but the damage isn't so great now, that's the problem. Interesting. I think I will find a use for you. It's a 230 HP Pokemon as well, basic V, can't ask for much better than that. It's a good card, I think. Baltoy Claydol. Call for Family, yeah, a weaker version. Nice clay artwork. I wish this Claydol was going to be the ability Claydol, but I know it's not coming back. It does some different shit. So once during your turn, if you have no supporter cards in your discard pile, you may attach a fighting energy from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon. Wow. No supporter cards. This becomes a freaking Dynamotor Electric. God damn, don't do this to me. Do not do this to me. You're gonna make me want to use this now. So this is my type of effect. I love energy acceleration from the discard pile through an ability on stage once. And fighting has always been a type that it's difficult to get that type of energy acceleration. I guess Corsola has been the closest one. That's good. This, though, being a stage 1, it's a night and day difference. So I guess we need to figure out a way to make a deck that doesn't use supporter cards. I guess this Bibarel, but will that be enough? I mean, you can't just say I'm gonna use a few and then I don't know, maybe try and get rid of them from the discard pile through Lost Zone shit. The thing is, you're gonna have to build a deck without supporter cards. But I mean, I'm gonna welcome the challenge. I think that's gonna be pretty interesting. We get to try and use some different Pokemon. I mean, I guess there's always Corsola, but you can put this anywhere too, which I quite fancy. Alright, let's just keep going. The attack is filler, HP is, I guess, as good as it's gonna get. It's Claydol too, a Pokemon that I like. Okay, and here's the fossils. We got Anorith, and you may discard an identified fossil. If you do, 120 for what? Shit. 150 for 2. I'm not gonna lie, this has gotta be the most powerhouse set when it comes to regular Pokemon doing high damage. It's been a while since I've seen this. And then Armaldo, 150, that's pretty weak. Come on, man. There was Armaldos with 150 HP in like Fates Collide and shit, I think. Or Steam Siege. So Reaping Claws. If your opponent's active Pokemon's remaining HP is 100 or less, it is now knocked out. Remaining HP. It's too situational. I guess it could come up. And then the Rock Smash attack, 160 for 3. Extremely weak. Or I guess just too costly. We need to be doing this type of shit for 1 or 2 energies. I'm sorry. People are going to tell me I'm crazy. I would rather you do 140 for 1. Or maybe even 130 for 1. And I know that I can always attack and I can boost the shit with Choice Belt and shit. But you're never gonna power this dude. I mean, I guess, yeah, there's the Claydol I just talked about, but there's no way we're gonna be using that Claydol with stage 2s. It's probably gonna be some different shit. You know what, though? Shit like Aerodactyl are probably gonna appreciate the Claydol. We shall see. Okay, Terrakion, Cavern Tackle. I guess this dude doesn't have the 4 for 1 shit. Prevent all damage done to this Pokemon during your opponent's next turn. You can't use this attack if any of your Pokemon use Cavern Tackle last turn. Alright. Whatever. You're supposed to just have this dude, I guess, for the other beasts to attack, but we can use different Terrakions too. And then Pancham, Chop. That's it. Rockruff. Nothing to you. And then Lycanroc, one of my favorites from Sun and the Moon. Midnight Fang. Holy shit, 240 for 2. And then 80 less damage for each energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. Okay, so if they have just 2 energies on, then all of a sudden this attack becomes trash. Yeah, I mean, if they have 3 energies, this is 0. They should have made the multiplier, the minus damage, what I meant to say, much weaker than this. Like, make it minus 30 or some shit, not minus 80. That's too much. It just means that you gotta use this with an energy disruption strategy no matter what. Like, your opponent's Pokemon always gotta have like 1 or less energy on for this damage to be something. And even 160 for 2 is not that great. You might as well use something different. So that's unfortunate. Really is. I mean, I guess it's good if for Pokemon they just use an attack that discards all of their energies, but too situational. And you got Stonejourner. Wow, taking up a weird shape here. Freaking blocks of rocks. Does Mystery Press. If you don't have any supporter cards in your discard pile, this attack does 190 for 3. So I can see what the combo is with Claydol. They're saying use these cards. Will do. We shall try. Regular Pokemon too. Tank V. This dude randomly getting a special card. It's good though. We need these random Pokemon to be getting more love. Looking forward to Catkern seeing like a special card or something. Or Absol or Camerupt. That kind of shit. So Pursuing Blast does 30 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. If that Pokemon retreated, does 120, too situational. But I guess if they did retreat, you can use this shit. And then Nasty Poison, 90 for 3. And then Insta Confusion. Yeah, too situational. More. There's other Darkness Pokemon that are much stronger. I mean, I guess the Pursuing Blast is a snipe if they retreated. Maybe you can have this around just for this shit. It wouldn't be that bad. But I mean, there's probably better snipers that I can't think of right now. Purloin. It's chilling on the freaking keyboard. That's pretty cool. Well, actually, no, I wouldn't want an animal to be doing this on my keyboard, but I guess it's just some different artwork. Leopard. This isn't good. Pangoro. Corkscrew Punch. Usually it has this sort of name in its attacks. 60 for 2, weak. And then Wild Tackle. 160 for 3, you do 30 damage to yourself. That's also pretty weak. It's too bad. Skrelb and Dragalge. I haven't seen you in a while. Rocket Poison. If your opponent's active Pokemon, is on poison. If this Pokemon evolved from Skrelb, put 8 damage counters on the opponent's active Pokemon for poison during a Pokemon checkup. Situational. It's probably better poison tactics. Yeah, I gotta pick up the pace. This set is hella long, hella big. Peko Blast. You may use this attack if the Dene used Dead Shot. Does 60 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon. So I guess you've got this option too. And you get the Darkness type in. So yeah, the Electric Rodent deck is something. Galarian Meowth. Okay. You get that additional option, I guess, with more Peko. You can use that instead of Pikachu. Do spread. Galarian Persiker. Yeah, this is shit. I'm not going to waste time with it. Agron line. Aaron eating, I guess, the rusted wheel there, like rim or whatever. Leiron. I like the artwork, this sort of style in the cave too, but the attacks are shit. Guess he's gonna discard cards from the top of the deck anyway. What about you, Agron? This guy always is difficult to use, for the love of God. I mean, it's bad enough it has large energy attacks. They're not even that good most of the time. So counter press during your opponent's next turn. When this Pokemon receives damage, put damage counters equal to the damage taken to the attacking Pokemon. Okay, I guess that's something. If they kill it, they're gonna die too, but yeah, I guess it's something. Better than nothing, I guess. And then heavy impact 180 for 4. Costs too much. Not even gonna get one hit knockouts. I guess maybe the first attack we can try and use it, but the thing is that you gotta die yourself for this shit to work. I don't know. I guess we still got Metal Saucer. I can maybe try some shit out with the DCs and shit. It's just very difficult to work though. Cobalion. Code of Justice. Attacks from your basic Pokemon. Deal 30 more damage to Darkness Pokemon. Yeah, like Darkrai has been really that good. And then back up. Choose up to 2 of your bench Pokemon. For each of them, search your deck for a basic energy. Attach it to that Pokemon. It's not too bad, but it's going to need that DC. Does 30 damage to at least. It's a way to power up the dudes for, I guess, Keldor to use the big attack. Yeah. Damn. And there's a Togedemaru. So Togedash, flip a coin. If heads turn your opponent's next turn, they take no prizes for knocking out this Pokemon. Okay, but at least you still do the damage. So you still, yeah, you get the attack off and then you can do the combo with the other rats. Whatever. Got Dratini, Dragonite line. Nice ass. I mean, it looks like... Is this the sea or it's like a pond? Anyway. Dragonair. You're in like a cold environment this time. Unfitting for a dragon type. And then the Dragonite. This artwork isn't that great, but maybe if I saw it up close I'd change my mind. So 160 HP to retreat, whatever. Dragon Claw 80 for 3 weak, and then Energy Hurricane. Search your deck for up to 3 basic energy cards and attach them to your Pokemon in any way you like. I guess if you go through the trouble of powering this dude up, he's not gonna die for nothing if he makes the attack. You're gonna be able to power up the next dude. So that's interesting, but it's still gonna be a difficult Pokemon to make use of. That's about it. And then we got Noivern line. What are you gonna do? 110 HP for retreat. Knock out one of your opponent's Radiant Pokemon. That can be kind of handy, maybe. Situational, but I guess it's only the first attack. And then the main attack, 7th Echo. Draw cards until you have 7 cards in your hand, and you do 70 for 2. I mean, in Expanded, we got double Dragon Energy, so it's not completely useless. In Standard, it's a bit too slow. Whatever. You got Zygarde. Cry of Power. Attach a basic energy from your discard to one of your bench Pokemon. Needs a grass. And then Regidraco. Celestial Roar. Discard the top 3 cards of your deck. Uh, attach any energy you discarded to this Pokemon. Too risky. I mean, I guess you can stack the cards on your deck and try. Too slow. It's gonna die by the time you do this. It's just a regular V. And then Dragon Laser does 30 damage to one of your opponent's benched Pokemon. This one's a little bit better. It's 160 total, I guess. I'm guessing it has a special card. It gets a V-Star. Why do you have to get the V-Star? I think Regieleki, you deserved it better. So, Draconic Visions. I mean, I like both of them, but I think I like Regieleki's cooler. This one's a bit more wacky and weird. So, Draconic Visions, choose an attack from a dragon Pokemon in your discard pile and use it at this attack. So, wow, this is actually strong. And you can... I think you can use this with Gardenia too. I'd have to check the supporter if it has to be on grass Pokemon. But it's definitely some strong-ass dragon Pokemon that you're going to be able to copy. Yeah. Anyway, and then the Star Legacy. You may use this ability during your turn, discard the top 7 cards of your deck, then put up to 2 cards from your discard pile into your hand, but then you discard the rest of the shit. I don't think that's worth it. I'd rather use something else. I get what the point of synergy is supposed to be. You're going to dump Pokemon and then you can copy the attack. But it's more bad than good. Especially when we can use better V-Star powers. Like, I guess in a way, it's going to act like an Arceus grab 2 cards, but it's much shittier if you think about this. You just dump all of those cards. I'd rather just dump what I need. I mean, we've got Ultra Balls and shit. And Quick Balls. Tauros. If this Pokemon doesn't have any damage counters on it, this move does nothing. 180 for 3. I guess it's... You can use it with like Donphan or whatever the fuck, but how are you going to power it up when it needs 3? The other Single Strike Tauros is probably better. And then, fuck me, motherfucker. Lugia V getting some shit. This artwork is pretty top dog, too. It's one of those, you know, artistic, like, actual, like, not digital. I don't know how to explain it. Like, actual serious artworks. Like, it will be a painting or some shit. Like a lithograph. Fly shit for sure. So, read the winds. Discard a card from your hand if you do draw 3 cards. And then Ira Dive. Just 130 for 4. And then you discard any stadium card in play. Come on, man. You're going to do us like that for Lugia? Like, I prefer Ho-Ho to Lugia. But when I look at this artwork, it's like, I like Lugia more than Ho-Ho. I don't know how to explain it. It's really just fly. Maybe even the full art isn't going to look as good, but I guess we'll see. You know, it's in the sea, you know, you see all of this shit, like some Kyogre shit. It's cool shit, but it doesn't do that much. It's too weak. I mean, the old Lugia X had a similar shit where it does 150, and then you discard a stadium. That one was better. For sure. But I guess, yeah, okay, so you get a V-Star, that's why. Yeah, the V-Star looks worse. That's so weird. It looks like it's a completely different... I mean, the illustrators are different. It's so out of place. But what do? Okay, you do 220 for 3 and you may discard a stadium. Okay, and then the ability. During your turn, you may put up to 2 colorless Pokemon that don't have a rule box from your discard pile onto your bench. That's some broken ass shit. So I guess you can dump the fucking Bibarel and grab him that way with this shit. It wouldn't be bad. And then there's probably some other colorless Pokemon that can do broken shit, I guess. Okay. I need to look at some colorless Pokemon and what they can do. I can only think of Bibarel. That'd be a great thing to grab with this. But it's worth it because it's going to give you that consistent draw power. So, yeah. This is definitely pretty good. Creative as effect to get some shit. Much better attack. Standard HP. Pretty strong. It's just that they should have used the artwork for the V on the vstar. Yeah, they totally fucked up. But I guess you still gotta use this to get the vstar out. It just seems weird. Anyway, we got Shaman. Shuffle 2 energies from this, could pop back in the deck. I mean, you don't do anything else. Arkin. Not much, but I mean, it's pretty happy eating flowers and shit, I guess, or hanging around in the flowers. And then Archeops, one of my favorite fossils, favorite black and white Pokemon for sure. It's cool as all fuck, man. Like, try using this in the story too. Yeah, even with the bat ability, you won't be disappointed. But for the TCG card, you got Primal Turbo. Once during your turn, you may search your deck for up to 2 special energy cards and attach them to one of your Pokemon. Fucking hell. My god. Yeah, I guess we found out what you're going to use Lugia for. This is too nasty. It's too good because you can put this anywhere. They should have just made it like a fossil-centric Pokemon. Or just grab one special energy. Dude, just grabbing 2 and a special energy. It's too strong. So this is definitely going to see play with Lugia. And yeah, you got yourself a deck basically, once again. 2 special energies and you can put them anywhere. Come on, man. This is broken. Its speed wing attack is shit. 150 HP, I guess it's what they're gonna give us. And then it has 1 retreat, no free retreat. Probably for the best. This is too fucking good when they're gonna print this Lugia shit. Yeah, now that I think about it, this Lugia effect, it's one of those... It's an ability to, it's not an attack. So it's gonna be like the Maxi Archie supporter cards all over again. You're gonna be able to do broken shit you're not supposed to do. And then from here on out, they're gonna have to be so careful with the colorless Pokemon, the regular colorless Pokemon they print. Or this card is gonna get banned eventually. Which is probably going to be the case. Damn. Maybe you should have made this like... but I guess they couldn't make it like a Radiant card. Anyway, let's just move on. I'm going too long here, but the set is so big. You don't do anything. Hisuian Braviary. Put 3 damage counters on each of your opponent's Pokemon that already have damage counters. And... Ready for 3. Confusion. Whatever. Young Goose. Gumshoes. Stake out Headbutt. If your opponent's active Pokemon move to the active spot from the bench. 120. So I guess this you can use this with Scut Tank. Are they supposed to be like the same animal or a similar animal? Like a skunk Pokemon? Maybe, I guess. Mammals. Oranguru. Select a supporter card from your discard pile. Use that card's effect as this attack. Okay, that's interesting. But it's not going to be as good as Gardevoir from Secret Wonders, that's for sure. Anyway, we're finally down to the trainers. Let's get this set review over with because I'm gonna die and this video is so long. The Quad Stone, you may use 4 Quad Stone cards at once. If you used 1, Heal 10 damage from your active Pokemon. If you use 4, heal all damage from each of your Pokemon. This effect works one time for 4 cards. Okay. It's probably gonna be too difficult to use all 4 at the same time. Kind of like how the Clover cards with Handsome Looker used to be. But whatever. I don't want to spend too much time on you. Unidentified Fossil. 60 HP basic Pokemon. Yeah, you know what to expect from you. And then the Earth Tablet. When this card is attached to a Pokemon V, it can use the following vstar power to one of your Pokemon that doesn't have a tool. Star Gravity. Put damage counters on all of your opponent's Pokemon V until they each have 100 HP remaining. So I guess you can do this. Ah, man, it has to be a V. I thought you could attach this to any regular Pokemon and then you can gain like a V-star power that way. But it has to be a V. I guess you're gonna hurt everybody, and then there was one Pokemon that was gonna knock out dudes if they're hurt. I forgot who it was. Any fucking way. It's synergy with that shit. They're gonna need to have a couple of them for you to hurt them. Anyway, and then the Grove Tablet. Pokemon, same shit. So the effect for this one is Star Alchemy. During your turn, you may search your deck for any one card and put it into your hand. So this is a shittier Arceus effect, but I guess you can use this to gain the effect on any other V Pokemon without using Arceus V-Star. So that's a good economy shit, I guess. Not that bad. You just attach this and then you do this. You don't gotta evolve into a V-Star too, so yeah, pretty good. I guess you spend your V-Star power to get one card that's just more versatile and flexible. Nice. And then we got the Worker. Yeah, it's a bitch, it's not a dude. Okay, draw 3 cards and discard a stadium card. It looks like a dude, but then you see this hair. It's almost like the hair is camouflaged on the wall. Anyway, draw 3 cards, discard a stadium card and play. I guess if your opponent has a stadium, then this can be something, but I'd rather use Schoolgirl and draw 4. Brandon, oh shit. This guy getting a supporter. Shout out to the Battle Frontier that's not coming back. Fuck. This card can only be used when you only have this card in hand. Draw a card for each benched Pokemon in play. Ah, damn it. Come on, man. This is like Chorus, just much, much weaker. And I don't like that. Because Chorus, it's not like it was a broken card that got banned and expanded. They made this too difficult to use. Just gotta be the only card in hand just to be a Chorus. I don't like this. And once again, it just means that this guy, Chorus is never gonna have that competition. Its closest competition is pretty much Erica, if you ask me. Candice, yeah, just they had to fuck up Pyramid King Brandon like that. And then Candice, look at the top 7 cards of your deck. You may reveal any number of water Pokemon, water energies, put them into your hand. I like this because we can grab more than one shit, so it's not bad at least. Yup. I'm not going to waste any more time. Probably going to be a sexy full art with our hoe here. Lance, goddamn. Kensuke Mori, what's up? So set your deck for up to 3 dragon Pokemon, put them into your hand. Okay, great. Dragon support. It can be basics or evolutions. And then Primordial Altar. Let me look at the top card. and discard that card. So this is just a foolish burial if you want to, basically. And then regenerative energy. Whenever you play a Pokemon from your hand to evolve the Pokemon, we heal 100 damage. God damn. Yeah, let me just take a sip because I'm gonna die. This is pretty strong. It's not gonna give any other effect. So I guess if your V is really hurt and then you evolve, it's gonna be pretty strong. I guess all of the tank decks, like Metagross, I guess, and Heatfan, they can use this shit. Damn. And going back to this stadium, this is not a healthy card they decided to print. I guess they just didn't learn. I mean, they learned their lesson with Battle Compressor because the new bitch, like Kukui's wife, it's a supporter card that gives a weaker Battle Compressor effect. So why the fuck are they printing this where you basically get a mini Battle Compressor turn after turn as long as this card is going to be around? Yeah, your opponent can use this too, but I mean, if I can't utilize this, then it's just benefit for my opponent. And it's like you made discard the card too. So I guess, yeah, okay, I guess your opponent can utilize this too to some effect. But getting a Battle Compressor effect every turn, I guess you don't get to pick. Okay, so that's another thing too. I think it could end up being broken. But anyway, I'm gonna die, so I gotta move on. And then I think we're done. The rest of the cards is just the alternate arts and full arts. And that's basically it. We only get a few things. No full art trainers, it would seem. But anyway, this set is extremely good. I'm very happy with it. There's a lot of broken stuff, but a lot of interesting cards and combos, and a lot of regular cards that they're trying to make them be good. You know, you got the rodent shit, you got the Virizion and the rest of the black and white beasts doing shit. You got some other cards like fossils doing shit, maybe Lugia. There's a lot of shit. Incineroar too. There's a lot of weak ass cards too, as always. Like the beginning, we did see a bunch of the weak ass cards. That was annoying, but they kind of made it up a little bit. The Candace sort of strategy too. I'm really pleased with the set. Even Aggron, maybe. So, yeah. Regular Pokemon, they just got as good as cards as they probably got throughout the entire era with the set. A lot of strong shit. Omastar gets this nice full art. Very, very pleased. I don't think you're gonna show. Oh, it does. Yeah, the V, this one is also pretty damn nice. Lugia V full art. And then this is the alternate art shit. Is this black like the Gala Darkness one? It's probably gonna be expensive as fuck. Yeah, this is it's a very, very nice set. If it gets combined with Incandescent Arcana for our Silver Tempest set, expect a really cool set. I mean, I know that there's a dumbass YouTuber that bought like a stolen box and cards got leaked or some shit. Uh, Whatever. So maybe people already know all the shit, but I mean, I'm reviewing the shit when Cerebi has all the cards, like the actual shit, scans. So anyway, this was the not Paradigm Trigger, not Primordial Trigger. Great ass set. I'm looking forward to a lot of the cards here to use. And yeah, tell me what you guys think. Claydol, yeah, I can't forget about that. Probably my favorite card. A lot of great cards and interesting effects, for sure. And if anything else, it's gonna be hot because of Lugia. It's gonna be expensive as fuck just because of that. Right. I guess they're doing this shit with iconic legendary Pokemons in every set. I mean, you got Darkrai for Astral Radiance, you got Arceus Brilliant Stars, Giratina, Lost Origin, and then this one is going to be the Lugia asset. So that they're gonna have the money cards. But yeah, very very pleased with it. So I'm gonna shut the shit down right now. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please subscribe to the channel, leave a like, share this video with your friends. Comment down below, I guess, maybe your favorite cards. What do you think? Is the set good enough? Are the regular cards have potential? And I'll see you on the next one. What